Bro, you're literally right here as the stream begins. Oh, that is funny though. Yeah, no, I figured I'd turn my. I've already been having trouble today just making sure that it was on, but like, geez, that is actually quick. Like, I just start, I pull up my phone, look back up, you made a comment. Like, bruh, talk about a dedicated following. But hey, that's actually a good sign. I got some people that are actually willing to try to be here as soon as possible. It's actually a great feeling. So I have about 3 VODs that I can try to review today. I really hope that I'm able to do it. I may need to limit it to 2, but I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Those are actually some really nice words right there. But yeah, I really need to try, but I have to limit myself to about 11:30 latest because I got to work at 5 a.m. tomorrow. So it's going to be quick. But before I begin, I would be remiss if I was a Christian gaming channel over here and didn't actually cover Christianity in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, today's Good Friday, which is probably something very important to talk about. And in hopes that my internet doesn't cut out on me for any reason, which I believe I solved the issue earlier in the day. But if this thing cuts out again, I may or may not chuck it at a wall. And I don't know how happy my internet service provider currently is going to be. So yeah, no, I hope it doesn't go down. Sincerely, I hope it doesn't go down again, because like it's kind of annoying to have to fight with your internet and you can't really do anything about it other than unplug it and plug it back in. Like it's really annoying, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But hey, Slinger, I didn't want to forget you. Was this yesterday's water? Maybe. Water's water. Oh, weird. Alrighty then. We are going to be reviewing. There's really no particular order I could do this, but I try to do them in the order that they were posted so that it doesn't fall out. When was this one submitted? This was on the 24th and we're on the 29th. I don't think that there was a hotfix, but they did introduce the hero, so it's very possible. It is very possible we lost that rank. Or that VOD. Are you, No, you're in here as Slinger, right? No, are you the genuine buffoon? You're Slinger? There's a fly in here. I gotta kill it. Okay, so yeah, I figured it wasn't you. I was like, it's the only one that sounded like it matched. Yeah, let me check that again. So I got... No, it can't be Spoctic. Are you kidding me? Give me a second, guys. I won't put that on. I'll be right back. Okay, if the fly is still in here, it's dying tonight. Okay. Well, I have... The only thing I have on my VOD reviews right now are 2 from Leonardo, and then 1 from Spoctic, and the other from a genuine buffoon. I think I need to put it on a side note that everybody needs to change their Discord names to match their in-game names so that I don't lose it, or their YouTube names, whatever. But I don't see you here. Did you... Oh, yeah, there you are. I looked a little too far down. That's my fault. But yeah, so I have again the 2 from Leonardo. So let me see if I'm also on the wrong thing. Give me like 2 seconds. Where are you? Back over to chat. I'm on the wrong screen anyway. All right. History, replays, import, and let's see. Hey Riot, what's going on? Second. Okay. MDDC DJ. Oh, it loaded. Okay, so I guess I'm doing Leonardo's, I'm doing Spoctic, and I'm doing a Genuine Buffoons. I can't do Leonardo's yet. He's actually asking for tips on Venture. Truth be told, nobody's going to really have any good tips on Venture because this is just for the playtest's sake of things. And Venture is not fully fleshed out yet. So unfortunately, there's not a lot that one can give tips on. But whatever. We'll get to him next week on that review, but we will cover his Widowmaker on Nepal. We're going to cover, and this is, by the way, ideally, hopefully, I'll be able to get all 3 done. But do Reaper on New Queen Street from Spoctic, and then Genuine Buffoon, Echo, McCree, Bastion on Blizzard World. So we'll try to get those 3. Hopefully we'll be able to do it. But like I said, again, this wouldn't be much of a Christian channel if I didn't talk about Christianity in some way, shape, or form, and today is Good Friday. We remember this day primarily as the day that Jesus died on Calvary for the sins of mankind. Upon the cross, he was crucified, and the purpose of his death being for the passing of the Messiah so that we can be free from sins, the penalty of death. As he was more than just a mere man, he was not just man, he was also God. Born of the Spirit into a virgin birth was supposed to mean something further than just, oh, well, you know, a normal dude is dying for you for no reason. And it's just a day of remembrance. We didn't really do any celebrating personally today, but I know that there were some services that some churches typically do on Good Friday, and then they would pick up on Resurrection Sunday, which many call Easter. Let's be honest. We're not going to be fancy schmancy over here and debate between them all right now, but either way, it's just in honor of Christ's death and resurrection. So, something to remember by, similar to that of the Passover. It's a matter of remembrance, not really any symbolism or anything. Not symbolism, it's not the word I'm looking for. I'm losing the word here. The point is, it's just an act of remembrance. We do it in remembrance of him, which was the whole point of the Last Supper. Yeah. Exactly. So I know that, again, some church, this is talking United States, North America. I'm not familiar with other countries, but I also know that South America is very, maybe not heavily Catholic, but mostly Catholic, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong. You correct me if I'm wrong, Sage, because obviously you're from there. But as I understand it, they're very Catholic. Okay, yeah, so I was right. Good. Wanted to make sure I wasn't just speaking out my ass for that one. But, yeah. Hope everyone has a blessed evening on that regard. And, yeah, just a day of remembrance. They believe in... they believe in God. So do the Buddhists. And so do the Hindus. So does Islamists. Islamists? Is that the appropriate plural word for it? I'll get back to you guys on that. I'll figure it out. Anyway, so, yeah, the religion, well, religion's always diverse anywhere you go. It just depends. But 7 minutes in queue if you see me in custom game. I did not see you in... Wait, you were in a 7-minute queue to enter a custom game? Because that would suck. Let me quickly set this up. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're playing with a group. Yeah, that could take some time. Okay, and perfect. So seconds out the door. All right. So we are going to begin the first VOD review. This one again is from Leonardo. He's asking for what he was specifically looking for. I want to read his words verbatim. Well, first off, go into VOD review over here. Yeah, we're talking about religion because it is Good Friday, that the day that I'm doing this VOD review. So let me say, in comparison to the new Queen Street one, which I did prior, I got to say that this one went a bit better. But on the second round, I didn't feel proactive. I would like to be able to hit more headshots, flick more instead of tracking, and position in a way more active way. So I think we covered the quick scope one to do that effectively because he's going to watch this later anyway. So the thing about flicking, that's a habit that you have to acquire through your physical movement. So that's not really something that I can help with any advice other than to go to the practice range and just take like a good 5, 10, 15 minutes. Don't go too terribly long and waste too much time on it. You'll just give yourself fatigue. So a good 5, 10 minutes as long as you're not feeling like your thumb's being thrown out of socket. Just do that. Honestly, you don't need to do a lot with that. As for being proactive, landing headshots, tracking instead of flicking instead of tracking, and positioned in a more active way, I can help out a little bit better. So for the headshot ones, that again comes with time. You have to train yourself. But it depends on your settings and what you fixed, but you basically just need to train your habit of staying level, which is where the aim assist easing comes in, because if the higher that number, the more it keeps your aim at a vertical level. But you don't want it so high that it hinders your diagonal movement. So bear that in mind and mess with that setting a smidge. You don't want to adjust it too high. You don't want to adjust it too low. You still want some flat movement so that you don't lose out on perfectly vertical or perfectly horizontal. You kind of want a sweet spot where it gives you enough based on your movement to not interfere with each other, and it fits with your natural segue. Okay, yeah, no, Slinger, I think you're right. I do remember reading that somewhere briefly, but I can't confirm that fully. I'm not from there, so we'll talk about that later. But, VOD review time. Okay, so VOD review time, let's talk about the positioning and being more active. So the thing with Widowmaker. So Widowmaker has the ability to position herself aggressively and has the ability to hold key positions because of how impactful her one-shot kill is. So this is going to be a 9-minute match. Let's see if we can make this a little bit quicker. Proactively positioning is just looking for the most advantageous angle where you can get the easiest value from without putting yourself into such compromising position. And really, it's map dependent. Nepal is not a bad map for Widow, but there are better maps. And this one has decently long sight lines, so you could still get value, but there are certain hotspots that you want to avoid on some of the rotating portions of the map because it becomes enclosed spaces and you can easily get dove, and your way of getting out of trouble becomes that much harder. So in this one, Widow might not have been the key pick because the point is on an indoor area. Your escape is literally getting out of that indoor area and coming back outside, or sticking to the side where your value can really be heavy. Some of the better maps that you want to play Widow on are like King's Row, Rialto, Circuit Royale. All of them have notoriously long sight lines. Widow has good advantageous positioning throughout every area of the map. So you shouldn't have an issue. But on this map, it's a matter of good positioning. You just have to be a little bit more proactive, a little bit more aware. So, almost didn't put on my headphones. I would love to be able to hear the match. I could actually have this playing while we go. While I wait. So let's skip ahead a little bit. Okay, so right off the bat, let's look at the team composition. So you're running a fellow DPS is running Sombra, your supports are going to be Mercy Moira, and your tank is going to be Junker Queen. I don't truly think it matters, actually, because this is going to be a not a 2CP, what's the word? This is a King of the Hill map, so either way, the only difference would be slightly timing. I don't actually know. I think, did I tell them to put that information on there? Okay, this one's in ranked, so this one's in a ranked match. Alright, so first things first, the thing I'm noticing is that you're not going to have much of a side-by-side support with your other damage. He's going to be going off and doing his angles. He's going to be hopefully infiltrating the back line of the enemy team and getting rid of their entire team framework and helping you guys out. Now, Moira should be a good deterrent to help keep people off your back to a certain extent. And Mercy technically should be pocketing the Junker Queen and you whenever possible. But it looks like she's pocketing the Sombra for some stupid reason. I guess this is silver, so. The enemy team is running a McCree Mei, a Ilarian Zen, and Diva. So the first thing I'm going to note, who are your biggest threats? I will save the time here because I'm running low on time today. Your biggest threats right now are McCree, Ilari. In fact, let's just throw this on out here because each of them can technically be a threat to you. Your biggest concerns are McCree, Diva, and Zen. By extension, you can count in Mei and Ilari because Mei and Ilari have good burst potential in their damage. And let's be 100% honest, the Icicle should still be able to take you down a peg. And it should make you worry enough. But indeed, as Sage just said, your biggest threat of all of them is Diva. Why is Diva your biggest threat? Because she can get value in closing the gap that you need to operate. Her defense matrix renders your entire primary fire useless. And the only other thing that you could really do is throw out your Venom Mine. And that's the only other thing that she can really stop. And then obviously your grappling hook can't be eaten. But Diva renders you useless. She can basically control the area that you're in very easily if she chooses to hard dive you. Now, Zen and McCree. Although Zen does not have the capability of closing gaps very easily, his damage potential at a distance is still comparable to yours. The only difference is that he cannot scope. But his orbs and his ability to discord you mean that his damage potential against you is going to be high if he decides to focus you. And then even further than that, you have the Diva and the McCree on top of you with that discord orb, so he's just going to be that much more dangerous to you. And there is one caveat to this. He's consistent in his movements in going strafing, so you should be able to get a decent pick on him if you go for him first. But lastly, covering the major threat is McCree, because he's got good damage potential and he can operate from medium to close range. He can burst you down very quickly, and honestly, he can be a good pressure against you at long range. Even if he's not doing as much damage as you or is not capable of getting the headshot, if he pressures you and causes you to mess up, he's already getting more value than he should be. Alright, so that's pretty much covering the team comps. If I was to make one suggestion, it would be that against Diva, you may want to consider having a backup, and I say very loosely, Hanzo or Mei. And Hanzo, the reason I would even suggest him is because he's got good burst potential with his arrows that can strip the armor and bring her down to half health, and if the rest of your team goes in, like in combination with your Sombra, you will honestly burst her down very quickly. And then Mei can just bypass the defense matrix and hinder Diva from using her boosters. So, just a thought. Technically McCree too, but he's a little bit harder since most of his primary weapon damage can be blocked by defense matrix. But that's just some thoughts. All right, let's take a look. Okay, off to... Actually, I'll quickly cover this. Off to a good start. Your team's going left, so they're going to put the pressure there. You're going to peek on the right, so that's already good. Good start to it. So you're playing at a very good safe distance. I will give you that. It looks like D.Va's not doing too well. Good. Got her out of mech. Ah. So I suffer from this from time to time too, so this isn't to put the blame on you, but when between team, like, you know how I keep telling you between team fights, you know, what do you do to prepare? One of the things I'm trying to train myself on too is to reload when there's no active combat. Because at the end of the day, some people will say it's a useless habit, but I would rather have my ammo full for the next team fight than have to use a mostly full clip. It just means that I don't have to worry on the later stage. So, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but that's ow. Yeah, he was able to get away with it, and it looks like you're about to finish your reload. I would primary fire the moment he gets there, but as for your positioning, since we're paying attention to that, I would have said either be right here, right on top of the med pack, or be up here so that you have a slightly more elevated angle. And it wouldn't matter if you don't have view of the point. You're capturing the point, and the enemy is nowhere near it, so you don't need to worry about it as much at the minute. But you do need to watch your flank. And your flank, by the way, extends over to here depending upon the enemy team, but it doesn't look like there's anything right now. So I would position either by this doorway where there's a med pack there, or position on this wall so that you can see the point later on with a med pack here and then an escape right through this door, which honestly, once you get over here, you could probably like grapple all the way across over there. So that's just the thought process. Yeah, now he's just going to wait in back and... Yeah. So, you hesitated there. If they are below half health, just go ahead and take the body shot, because quite frankly, you don't waste your time trying to hit a body shot. A half health hero is going to be an easy body shot, and even if you don't get them all the way down to an elimination, you are indeed going to get close to elimination, and you're going to cause them to make mistakes or easily die very quickly. And then again, you could just descope and hit them with the assault rifle portion. One other thing, and this is just an observation, your Mercy is coming back from spawn. I would have come back for her, and it looks like your Sombra swapped off to Hanzo, ironically enough. I would have gone back so that your Widow could come and help you. Is that Moira? No, that's Moira. Never mind. That's Moira coming back from spawn. Or just not leaving spawn. Yeah, your Junker Queen's gonna die in like 2 seconds, I can already tell you that. Ooh, good headshot. Yeah, it looks like you're still hesitating with some of your shots. I'll be honest, you should probably be just a little bit more confident and be like, take the shot. Like, not to the point that you... Oh, of course. Yeah, no, stick close, stick close. Good headshot. It's okay to track, too. Don't think that it's never okay to track, but... Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Every Genji does the same thing. Headshot. Good body shot. Good stuff.
Thank you.
You didn't capture the point the whole time? I thought you guys had it. Oh my lord.
Heroes never die.
I don't know why your Mercy burned ult, but that was kind of useless.
No one can hide from my sight.
Good use of ult. So, talking about more proactive movement, what I would suggest is to come up here, and for two reasons. Number one, you're not directly involved with the team fight, because to get directly involved would be stupid, especially now that they swapped off their Mei McCree to Genji Symmetra. And I believe that they did that for very specific reasons, mainly to count... Oh, and it looks like your Moira swapped off to Lucio, so that's kind of good. But Genji and Diva are actually far worse than any of the other aforementioned counters to you. So you still need to actively position so you can get value. I would suggest coming here, because then you can back up behind the wall. If Diva tries to dive you, she's either going to fall short from where she is and fall into the pit, risk falling into the pit, and thus be more careful, or she's going to land right on top of you. Guess what? Turn around, grapple out. You're okay. And again, you're by the health pack, so you should be fine. She can't immediately dive you. You get to the health pack, and then she's way out of position to do anything, and her team is without a tank. It looks like yours are without something too, so I believe you're going to just lose this team fight anyway, and I would back out. But talking about proactive positioning, that's where I would go. Also, hello, Timothy. Yeah, I'm doing a VOD review right now. I don't have time to play tonight anyway. I'm short on time, so I'm trying to kind of go through this a little bit quicker than normal.
Watch out.
Good kill. Good kill. Yeah, he wasted his dragon, unfortunately.
Protect the objective. Enivrant, n'est-ce pas?
Good, now you know where he is.
Defend the objective.
Ooh. This one is for Leonardo.
Let's take him to the wasteland.
Yep. Good, good, good. Yeah, just honestly shoot at her, don't bother.
Trail of blood.
I'm in the middle of a VOD review. I can't play comp. Unless that's not what you meant. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be 100% honest. Symmetra's right there with your team. I would have just gone for the turrets. Because she's trying to set up, and by eliminating the turrets that are stationary, your team can take care of Symmetra. Yeah, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him! Shoot someone! Well, but I figured it was gonna happen. Yeah, no, I would get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Good. Ah! Okay, good. You just basically rendered Diva useless. Thank you. You did exactly what I was hoping you would do. Get the healing station. Get the healing station. Good. Yeah, recognizing those little patterns, like the healing station's upkeeping them, so your inconsistent one-shot versus getting rid of their consistent healing. Get rid of the consistent healing. Wait, what the what?
Nerf this.
But you're like directly behind the pillar. Does the pillar not stop the explosion damage? Also, how far... Wait, how much health did you have?
Nerf this.
No, I call bull. For what? I legitimately want to know how and why you died. Like, you theoretically should not have died. Okay, no, it might not have been behind the pillar. I see the little dot, but still. That range, it killed you in one hit at 200 HP? That's survivable. Especially if it's all the way there. Bro, I'm so done with like Diva's ult. Like, what did they do? What did they do to it? Yeah, honest to God, in the future, because it looks like I may need to start doing it myself, when a Diva bomb's getting thrown anyway, your first priority should be to make sure that you're out of the line of sight and not continue aiming as if, you know, you don't need to care about it, even if it looks like you're safe. Make certain. Because if you get eliminated, now you have to make the trip back, so... so stupid, quite honestly.
No one can hide from
Good
my
ult.
sight.
Great. So you won the first round.
Let's finish this.
Alright, perfect.
Enemy contact. She's gonna blow. Enemy turret. Drop it.
So maybe, I don't know, I'm going to go with that your relative sensitivity might be too high, or your actual sensitivity is too high. I'm going to go with relative because relative aim sensitivity is a little easier to adjust than having to do your normal sensitivity. But if you're having trouble with your SMG portion of your gun, then you may need to look into your actual sensitivity. But the overshooting your target, like I get that it doesn't lock on, but on solid objects that have no aim assist, you still should be able to lock that on pretty easily, and it looked like you were overshooting. Like you're trying to flick it. You don't need to flick that. You could track and ease your way into it and get a sure shot. So it seems like your relative aim sensitivity might be a little too high because you're overshooting your target. But I also see that you were having issues locking on, like getting onto them. That's a hard one to tell. Yeah, let's just continue real quick. Now, you were asking about more proactive positioning. You have 3 options, and which one's the safest is entirely up to you. You're in one of them, but your angles are very closed off. Number 2, you have a slightly wider range of area and another area open to you that you can make sure you don't get flanked from. That's 2. Technically 3 would be back here, but let's just eliminate that option because that would be pretty narrow. It's basically fish in a barrel and you don't have enough elevation unless you were up here in the statue. And that kind of hinders you from being able to get out if you get targeted. And last bit would be up here, where again you have a wide range, you can at least keep an eye, and at the very least you're able to go through, look over here and make sure you're not getting flanked. It's just 2-3 different angles. In this instance with the team that you're facing, I would have taken the other angle up there, because now you're far enough away that they have to dedicate resources to get you, and you have a way of getting out. Through cover. Making it back to your team by either going that way or going in. Either way, they can't get you for free. Yeah, the hesitation on the shots, I'm not going to lie, that hurts a little bit. Alrighty then, Sage, thank you for sticking around. Also, I understand, again, I gotta work at 5 a.m. myself, so I'm not sticking around long. How long have I been? 4 minutes?
Ohio, the Queen!
Good.
I am taking the point.
Heroes never die.
Now, see, I don't know what to think. It's like you overshot the targets, but then undershoot. Your aim assist might be a little too high. Get the healing thing, get the healing thing. Yeah, it doesn't look like you're struggling to use your SMG portion of it. So you're in a bad position right now, but the team isn't focusing you. Okay, now they might. Get out of there. Good. Wait a few seconds, get your health back up. You're about to get an Orisa, seriously. I mean, if you want to be honest, you've already been playing very proactively. So... As far as proactivity goes, it's actually not bad. You're not trying to overextend anyway. Proactive does not mean overextend or badly position. It just means get into an advantageous position that you can get what you need done while letting the enemy have to work to get you.
No one can hide from my sight.
They must not take the objective.
Je me sens vivante.
Witness the flame
Yeah,
of
they
my
tried
soul.
targeting you at the end. Yeah, all in all, it doesn't look that bad. Your shots are actually looking pretty good. That just takes time and training. Your positioning, not the worst. You could probably stand to be a little bit more advantageous in your positioning by thinking a little bit more critically. But I pretty much already covered what to look for, so I don't want to rinse and repeat. But all in all, it is way more improved than the last time you played. So, yeah. Keep up the good work. You just got to keep playing, and it looks like you're on the way up. Again, as far as adjusting the setting, I would look into relative aim sensitivity and either raising it or lowering it, most likely lowering it by a smidge, and see if that helps you out. If not, I hate to say look into normal sensitivity, but, you know, take that as you will. If you're comfortable with using your aim outside of Widow's scope, then you might need to look and just... I don't know, maybe you make that adjustment and the aim assist ease in strength. That might need to be lowered or increased a smidge. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It is also very warm in here. Give me like 2 seconds. Just making sure I don't forget the key details of this when I upload it later. All right. Was it 0 or yeah 03?
Ready for battle. Don't do. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, so this is also ranked. All right. so this VOD review, can't speak. This one is from an individual named Doodoo Main, which Riot currently in the chat is friends with. He is, I believe, a tank main is what you said, either that or a support main, one of the two, but he's trying out Reaper, and he wanted some tips on how to get better utilization out of him. I believe it was. No, I deleted it, didn't I? Whoops. Yeah, so just overall game tips is the point. Like, this one's Doodoo Mains. I can't believe I said that with a straight face. Let's power through. So, yeah, let's see.
Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Already off to a bad start of wasting your Wraith form, but I guess the fight hasn't begun for a while. Yeah, by the time the team fight starts, I guess he'll be in the clear for his abilities. He's on red team. Okay, so let's examine the teams for 2 seconds. Okay, so on your team you got Reaper and Soldier, which would you're the Reaper. You have Moira and Lucio as your supports, and your tank is D.Va. My god, everybody wants freaking D.Va. Stop playing D.Va. D.Va's not as good as you make her out to be. She's not bad, she's just not that good. Not that good, the key word. Enemy team. You're running also a Mirror Reaper, but your other the other DPS is running a Sojourn instead of a Soldier. The support lineup is Mercy Lifeweaver, and the tank is Ramatra. D.Va is going to suffer hard body. She's going to suffer. They have a better composition to handle D.Va than your composition against their Ramatra. Right. So as far as the team composition goes, it's a decent balance. Not too much that I can critique. As far as your biggest threat, I'm not even going to lie to you, is probably the Ramatra if he gets enraged and is pocketed enough, and Sojourn. Obviously, the enemy Reaper can do what you do, but it depends on who gets the slip on who. I mean, quite frankly, again, your biggest threats, it's just going to be Ramatra and Sojourn. Skill-based matchups can go either way, so let's just not assume, but let's see. Ow! Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Bad thing. Go back a few seconds. You're fighting the front line. The reason you don't do that as Reaper is because you're not as tanky as you think you are, and you don't have enough sustainability, especially when you're passing the barrier. Who are your supports? And where are your supports, more importantly? Right now, you have Lucio and Moira, and Lucio's the only one close enough to you to actually do anything. And Moira's just, she's more supporting her D.Va and probably can't see you. But you're also behind a barrier. Trying to go for the tank. But it's not about the fact that you made the wrong decision to try and, clip the tank and weaken him. But look at where the rest of his team is looking. The Mercy is supporting the Sojourn, who's now facing your direction and shooting. Lifeweaver's over here healing whoever at this point is sustaining, so the tank isn't going to die. This one's, I think I already said Duty Man, I'm sorry. And Ramatra is already looking your direction, but probably paying better attention to the D.Va, because D.Va might come your way. Now, if D.Va was smart, she would hit the defense matrix, because who's going to counter you if the defense matrix is up? So, I don't see... Yeah, she's... There's the... She burned it. For like 2 seconds. You're about to die. So one good thing, and this is talking about the good thing, first off, you recognized that your soldier was in trouble, and you went to go help him. But you also did something else right, which was good, because not a lot of people actually do this playing Reaper, especially if they're new to him. Use your Wraith as an escape mechanic. Yes, you can use it going in, but what happens if you fail in your entry? What happens if you fail in your flank? What happens if you are spotted before you're able to do what you need to do? You need to be sneaky. And Reaper can do that. But again, what happens if you fail? Your only fallback is to use Wraith or Teleport, and Teleport's too risky because you're left vulnerable for a split second, and you need to aim where you're going and ensure that it can lock on so that you actually teleport, otherwise you're busy pressing buttons while it's busy not giving you a place to go. So your only consistent means of staying alive is your Wraith. Use it as an escape mechanic, and either go around the corner here and pull back with your supports and take a flank angle, which is totally viable, by the way. Or, like you just did, you went to support your soldier, which was good, because you end up getting the elimination, and that brings you... Yeah, soldier ends up going down anyway. Good elimination. Sojourn made a huge mistake on that. She shouldn't have engaged you that close. Gunslinger over here.
Death stops for no one.
I'm not gonna lie, that is highly unfortunate for them, because he went to pull him out of danger just for him to get stuck on the telephone pole and not get saved. That sucks. I would wait until you get healing. Yeah, you weren't gonna get the elimination, I hate to say.
Let's wipe them out. Be nourished. Let's do it.
Good cover. Yeah, honestly, they need to come to you. You control the point right now, and they need to contest you, and you have your means of being able to take angles away from the long sight lines. So, Sojourn, for the most part, is useless. Reaper is going to be your only real threat alongside, what's his name? Ramatra. And the support lineups are probably going to help encourage Sojourn or keep the Ramatra alive. Honestly, you're in a great spot. Just keep pushing that point. Good target prioritization. Don't do it. Good.
Afterlife.
Most Reapers probably would have blew their ult there. You did great in holding your ult.
My ultimate.
Aww.
Forward spawn active.
I mean, what are you actually going to do in that spot? Wow, your team is honest to God doing really well. Unfortunate. So just so that we can get an idea, your teleport wasn't too bad. The only problem with it is that it was kind of inside of Sojourn, so again, unfortunate. What I would have done... What the heck? How did my hair get in my mouth? What I would do... Let me get the hair back here, hold on a second. What I would have done is kind of give them an unsure, like, where did he teleport from? And self-teleported in the room that you teleported from. So you were where, right? Not here. Where were you? You're like right here? Wherever you teleported from. You teleported, like, I guess from here to over there. Either take the actual high ground itself, or just teleport right at your feet. Because that'll disorient people, like, where did he teleport to? Because they're now listening for the sound cues. By faking them out with that teleport from time to time, you create a small advantage that they now have to divert their attention away from what they were initially doing to make sure that they're not just going to get taken from behind. Now this, again, was unfortunate. I would have tried to get behind cover, but it looks like right now, as he started doing that, there was no choice. It was just gone. Yeah, they're going to win this team fight, I can already tell. wasn't a kill on Sojourn, I will never know.
Coming through.
My ultimate is ready.
Tactical visor activated.
Okay, whatever your soldier is doing, I'm actually surprised that he got that kill.
An eldritch blessing.
Yeah, Reaper's not too hard of a hero to get. Kind of like a useless teleport.
Death stops for no one.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how you survived that. The fly is like bugging me right now. I gotta find it and kill it. But yeah, no, you're doing really good. There was a useless teleport there. I wouldn't have used it, but you're getting the eliminations. I just don't know. I don't know how you got Ramatra. I'm actually genuinely surprised. Your team's playing very well, so no issues there.
I will not be denied. Apps out there.
Good kill.
Retirement for that.
Surrender to my will.
Your soldier went over to Sombra. You're already playing Reaper at a pretty decent level. I don't think you need many tips other than, you know, just don't use your abilities as often as you can use them. You're actually doing pretty well. Yeah, you're like 3 minutes? No, 2 minutes? 2 minutes, 20 seconds away from winning.
EMP charge.
Death blossoms ready. Flanking.
Good elimination. Yeah, that fly is actually bugging.
Stick with the robot.
En route. Please accompany.
Death stops for no one.
Bro! What an EMP. We don't even need to watch the rest of this, quite frankly. Like, you guys obviously win it. There's like a minute left. If you don't win this, I'll be surprised.
Surrender to my will.
Yep, there's the teleport. criticals very nicely. Turn the corner. Bink. Yep, there it is. Yeah, you don't need any tips from me, bro. You obviously have good game sense and awareness. You know ability usage. You know about the ability usage from playing Doomfists, is what I understand from Riot. I'm going to be 100% honest. You didn't need it. You didn't need it. You just needed to... Your positioning was good. Your ability usage was mostly good. The only thing I would say is be careful about your teleports and try to be a little more creative with it. Like you would be creative with Doomfist, you would try to find those angles, figure out different ways that you could use your teleport more efficiently, and bam, you're set. You have good aim. You waste your Wraith for no good reason. Your teleport is mostly good, like 90% of the time, and that 10% could easily be just adjusted for more playtime. It's good. It's good. How long was that recording? Where's over here again? Videos. Like 16 minutes? That has to be the shortest VOD review I've done. And I know I'm trying to go through these a little bit quicker, but like sincerely, that was actually pretty quick because I didn't need... There wasn't a lot to focus on. Oh, there you are, Spock Dick. I don't know which one to call you at this moment, Doo-Doo Main or Spock Dick, but hey, at least you're here to watch it. Let me quickly take a second to look for that freaking fly. Come on, where are you? There you go. Okay, I'm actually not gonna lie. I took a random swing and I think I felt something on my... Yeah, I definitely felt something. Did I actually hit it? Oh, no, I did not. Dang it! It was right, I actually saw its path too, so I thought I could get it. It keeps passing in front of me like a jerk. It just keeps evading me. It keeps sticking to the areas that I'm not looking. And that's like the most annoying part of the fly. Right, you do know you chatted that in the wrong spot, right? You put that in the VOD submission chat. You know, the part where everybody submits their VOD codes and maybe a brief description. Oh, I thought that was honestly gibberish. I'll be 100%. I'll be 100% honest. Yeah, I'll be 100% honest. It looked like gibberish. But I do need to actually save that for later. Because I still have one more to do. And I technically only have 1 hour left. Not even 55 minutes. I gotta work at 5 a.m. And that's to be at the site. No. I have to be at work at site at 5 a.m. So I need to be up at about 3 or so. And then have like everything together and ready to be at the door by 4:30 latest. Yeah, so I can't stick around longer than 11:30. Otherwise I won't have any sleep whatsoever. And I have energy drinks, so I should be fine, but... yeah. Which one is this one?
Welcome. Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
You said you had to chill? Wait, did you actually... Did he remove your VOD just now? Yeah, I don't see your VOD anymore if you didn't put it in there. Yeah, put it back in with the details and be a little bit more controlled about it. I think what he just meant was that you were basically typing off about how your match went. Like, format it properly, he has no recourse to take it out. Like, that's what the VOD chat and Overwatch chat room are for in the Discord channel. Like, if you want to, like, talk about your matches there. Honestly, I'll be 100% sincere. He can stand to be just a little bit nicer, because I think he is being a little too harsh whenever he comes into the chat room, like, looking down at you like, why are you thinking the way you're thinking, or why do you have the opinion you do? it's a little weird. I wish it would be a stand to be a little nicer, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. What's going on, Arkiton? I had to make sure I didn't misread that again, I swear. I can't get your name right. You wouldn't happen to be in my Discord, would you, Ark? And if you are, what's your name? Like your Discord name. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I'm about to begin another VOD review, so didn't want to just ignore you or anything. I have like 50 minutes left, so I'm going to get started. I don't have too much more time. So this one, from my Discord, I forgot his name in-game, but he sent me this one for Echo, McCree, and Bastion on Blizzard World. And this is a quick play clip, so the very first one. Yeah, so this is the only one in the team that's a Echo. So I'm going to assume it's Kamina. I really hope so. Yeah, it looks like he's offline anyway, so either way. Yeah, we're going to begin.
Hello. One.
He's the only one playing Echo. It's got to be, yeah. Alright. So getting headphones back on for a second. Right, so looking at the team composition, as I always do. So on your team, you have Zarya for your tank, you have a Sombra as your other DPS, and you have Mercy, Lifeweaver. Okay, right off the bat, you could literally do a pharmacy. You could literally do like a not an Echo Mercy comp, and she can support you in the air. That'd be kind of cool. And if not, you still have good heals on your team, so no problems. Enemy team, you got Orisa, you got a Sombra and a Junkrat. Your biggest threat in the damage combo would be Sombra, but that's iffy. Technically, Alari too is a kind of an issue, but the enemy Mercy, not so much. Yeah, your two biggest worries on the enemy team are the Sombra and the Alari. So let's see how this goes. 10-minute match, yeah. Ow. I don't know exactly what happened there. You did like a full 180 and then got caught in the wall. Honestly, I wouldn't have gone that close anyway against... Is she being pocketed? Yeah, she's technically being pocketed. I honestly wouldn't have gone that close. I would have stayed more towards the back area here with your team, where you would have been pocketed too and still gotten the same damage. Oh, you got rest. I'll go over this in like 2 seconds. Your Sombra's doing good by backcapping. Did you mention a rank for this game, or you said this was quick play, but I don't think... Yeah, there's no mention of a rank. The ability usage on Echo looks a little bit loose, like it looks like you could tighten up on using your abilities a little bit better, more specifically your beam and your flight. Kind of iffy. I haven't seen you really use your orbs wrong, but I'll be 100% honest, it doesn't look that bad. Your primary fire looks really great. Your ability to land the shots is also looking pretty good. it's hard for me to give advice on Echo, because Echo's always been kind of hard for me to kind of put a spot on. But the beam does 100% more damage to enemies that are half health. So you could probably stand to do a little bit more damage before starting to use the beam, or if they're just about at half health, like where what's his name is right now, you could probably get away with doing the beam once it comes off cooldown. Yeah, if she didn't get eliminated like a chump. It's because of the panic that you essentially got yourself into a bad spot. So, let's just go back a second. Yeah, I'll be 100% honest. You probably could have stood to panic a little bit less, because it looks like she just made that corner turn. So when you were looking for her, trying to keep her at bay, I don't even think she was there just yet. But it doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's the counter I was worried about. Sombra being one of your big problems to deal with. And there's McCree.
Someone needs to fill this out.
I guess it's you. Got a headshot. Excellent. Unfortunate. You might have been well equipped to handle the tire and probably should have prioritized it, but...
Payload ain't worth much just sitting here. Let's move.
Good prioritization. I really need to know what rank you are. Because the fact that the Orisa couldn't hit you by doing the most universally generic bob and weave, I have no idea. Oh, that's Kamina? Okay. What rank is he? Excellent. Deadeye does not need to get eliminations to get value, but if you can take out a Mercy, that is one support, you're already on an advantage. Now Mercy needs to make her way back from spawn all the way to the team. Your Mercy, that got eliminated along with your Zarya, can make it back quicker. But now... Dang. Alright, so he's probably... That's weird. If he used to be master, I don't know what I don't know the rank on this account for. I know he said quick play, but if it's true that this might have been masters at some point, it's kind of weird because that Orisa doesn't know how to aim like crap. Good elimination on Bastion though. Oh, he was a tank player. Okay. So he might be playing an off-roll. Good kill on the tire. Good awareness. I say awareness loosely. I probably need to find a different word here. Your Sombra handles the other Sombra. Good. Your tank recognized the need to mirror the Orisa. unfortunate. Yeah, not much to really improve there. He's doing good in sticking with this team now that he's playing a Bastion.
My ultimate is ready.
Okay, good. Taking an angle on the tank. Good stuff. Nice. Dang. Dang.
Meet your fate.
Oh, hey, Sam. Yeah, you really don't need much from me. I'm more curious about what the enemy Orisa was doing. Yeah, I'll be 100% honest. Your awareness is good. It was a little bit weird on Echo. Yeah, that loser would be you. Good self-awareness. You know, I was mentioning before, like, your Echo gameplay, the ability usage was weird, but then Slinger mentioned that you used to be, like, a Masters player for tank. So, it might be, if I'm not mistaken, then that would probably mean you're new to the damage roll, right? And if so, what rank is this game? Like, what rank are you playing the role that you are? Yeah, so there you go. You're new to Echo. That's probably the reason why. It is a little bit of a change of pace for a little bit of a change of pace on that one. Plat 5. Yeah, that makes sense for that would actually make a lot of sense for bro, the Orisa is just so bad. It's so funny. And we're about another 3 minutes away from the end. It is like a legit silver Orisa on the enemy team, because that aim was horrendous. Yeah, well, kinda. Like, she would pressure you, but there was a point you were bouncing around with McCree and she couldn't hit you, so I was like, what in the hell's going on here? But... yeah, your McCree was good. Your awareness is good. Obviously, you got good awareness of where Sombra was. Took care of her pretty quick. Just looks like McCree might not have been too strong a pick and he couldn't get the momentum going. Bastion, kind of a cheesy pick, let's be honest, but at the same time, he's not the worst to pick. I would debate that he's not the cheesiest to pick. But yeah. You're making progress now, so... the absolute big brain on that ult. The absolute big brain. Bro, can we go back on that? Okay. There's the Sombra. Bam. Bam. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Wait, didn't he just directly hit that Moira? Oh, that was your Moira. I keep forgetting you're the red team. Dang. Good. Bruh. Wait, do you lose this match? I saw that you had like 2 minutes and change left, and there's only 2 minutes and change left on the clock. Well, don't answer that. I'll find out anyway in 2 minutes. Yeah. Not much I could really offer in correction. Your awareness is prime. You know who to go to for the counter pick. Good checking behind you before you make the commitment with your team. Yeah. Honestly, it's just a kind of a bunch of like unfortunate events. That's all it really is. Other than that, you're doing really good. Yeah, for Echo's ability usage, it takes a little getting used to. But once you get used to her, she is a very strong pick. You didn't really play McCree long enough for me to formulate a solid opinion. You couldn't get too far with him. But when it comes to Bastion, doing really good. Also good picks on those, in those zones. Bro, the awareness. He's at it. Yeah. The reaction timing, too. That's kind of funny. Yeah, that did big all nothing. Yeah, I got nothing for you, bro. That was actually really good. I liked it. I might not even need to upload this one. This one was also just as quick as the other. Oh, I just need to combine the two. That'd be funny. But yeah, I liked it. It was good. You don't really need much for me to really critique on. Bro. Anyway. I could tell that. You were actually pretty decent when it came to stick bombs on Echo. McCree looked a little bit... Again, it might have just been that you can't really get the momentum with McCree, but you definitely got the momentum with Bastion, and yes, it did look really good on your aim and your reaction timing. So really, all I can say is just keep it up. Quite frankly, you don't need much. Your positioning wasn't so much a factor in the chaotic match that it was. Taking more advantageous angles and everything that I usually give everybody, but it's like, yeah. There wasn't really much for me to critique because you pretty much already have it as a good habit, so yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming for at least the next half hour because I gotta work at 5 a.m. and I need to go to bed. So I want to risk watching another one, but I don't want to take another half hour. I'm going to do them on Mondays and Fridays. Got a tic-tac in my throat. I'm going to do them Mondays and Fridays so that there's dedicated times and I could be like, oh, hey, let me just do this. Where's this one? There we go. Now you're keeping it in a... You forgot the hero. It wasn't that bad. Hey, wait, here's proof. Oh, boy. Yeah. I'm going to address that a little bit later. Yeah, the only word of warning I'll give you, Riot, and everybody else that's watching, that if you're in my Discord server, just try to remain calm. Like, yeah, P-Fleur can stand to be a little bit nicer about his addressing of stuff, but he does make a point, like, if you're just gonna go on there and start typing in all caps about, like, oh god, I'm about to cry, like, I wouldn't say it's pouting, but it may seem like it. It may just seem like out of behavior, but again, I'm not the judge of that. I was just gonna let you vent. I would have deleted it anyway. It was in the wrong chat. But again, I also saw that the one looked like gibberish. I actually thought it was gibberish for a second because I couldn't differentiate your code from the actual text that you were putting. But yeah. Yeah, keep it calm. Keep it, yeah. No, you're good, Riot. I get it. It was an emotional match. You were high on your adrenaline. I'm at 90% certain, so don't take it the wrong way. Again, I also think that P-Flare could just, calm down. Like, relax, take a chill pill, and stop trying to treat everybody like they're beneath him. So, that's just my thought on it. But, yeah, don't tell him I said that. He usually doesn't watch my stream anyway, so it wouldn't matter, but... Alright, what's going on here? Oh, my post has 3 likes and 4 comments. Oh, oh my lord. Oh shoot! Hold on a minute. I'm gonna answer your question before I go off on this funny story. But something funny happened today. Do you think supports are now in a balanced state or are still too impactful? That's a hard one. The DPS passive definitely helped balance things back to a more normal state. Would I say that the supports are still too powerful or too impactful? No. I think that they're in a decent spot right now. It doesn't look like it was too bad. It doesn't feel like they're taking away my value when I play against a support, but it does feel iffy from time to time. It might just be a skill thing now because it's a little more skill based. It brings 6v6 back. Exactly. 6v6 would help actually put the balance in play. Like I said, too, during the week, my wife is going to work, unfortunately, so the soonest I'd be able to do this is, like, bro, I don't even know when I can do this. I still haven't come up with, like, a script or anything. Let me give you guys a sneak peek on something for a second. Where are you? Is it in here? No, not you. Where's the artwork one? Right there? Schedule. Here we are. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek at my new thumbnail. I'm going to try something a little bit different with the styling in the background. But window capture, where are you? Let me go over here for a second. That's weird because you can see my thumbnail folder, but you can't see the actual thumbnail itself because it's in a weird window, I guess. All right, let me just do it this way then. It's going to be a little more complicated, and I'll have to delete it afterward. But where's image? Here we go. Temp, so I can get rid of it. Wow, that's too big. Get back. So yeah, that's a sneak peek at my new thumbnail that's coming up. So I have a couple of ideas, but talking about the balance of support, the real issue is not the support role, but the immortality abilities that they possess. Those three on the thumbnail, which by the way, I'm just going to get rid of it now. Those three on the thumbnail are infamous for the fact that they have immortality associated with all their moves. And it all can be easily fixed without removing the niche. Or at least the concepts that I thought of off the bat can easily fix the heroes while keeping the niche. So I'll talk about it more in video, but I'll give you the basic. Baptiste's immortality field can remain an immortality field, but it needs to work it as a resource that you can play around instead of an immovable resource that you have to... It's hard to express and articulate. The easiest way I could say it is this. It can be fixed and stay in mortality field. It doesn't need to be damage reduction field or anything like that. It can stay in mortality. It just needs to have a bit more counterplay to give it an extra resource that you can play against and not lose value so much. Suzu, you just need to remove the immortality. Let's be 100%. There's enough stuff in this game that a cleanse can actually work. Venom Mine, Anti-Nade, Burning Effects. Those are just the three. Those are the first three that come to mind. You could honestly make Suzu just a cleansing ability, and it would do fine. The pull, the life grip from Lifeweaver, is a little bit more involved than Suzu, but less involved than Immortality Field. So, in essence, what I would do to correct that ability, and this one's more like a quality of life change for the one getting pulled, give us the option to opt out of being pulled and saved. There are too many instances, and just using Reinhardt as a primary example, you're in position, you're getting ready for that 5-man shatter, you go up, life grip. Now you wasted an ult, and your teammate wasted a key life-saving ability. And quite frankly, it needs to be an option to opt out of being saved. Like, maybe delay the pulling process so that the option could pop up and we could process it. And if we don't want to get pulled, we can opt out and press A, and he has a reduced cooldown as a result, so that he doesn't need to wait the full cooldown. That's number one. Number two, and I'm going to go over the full details later, but treat the bubble around you not as a way of being immortal, but as like a Zarya bubble. So it still does its thing, but it can be popped, and the pull still happens, but you can now be damaged. That's how I would rework those abilities. And that's honestly, again, just keeping things short. I'll do the full explanation on a video. Let me read these comments real quick and catch up. So, where are you? Quick question. Too impactful. Bring 6v6 back. We could even keep roll Q and open Q. Tank just falls over. Yeah, they had to put all the power of one tank into the other without making it broken, but now it feels like you're fighting a raid boss. In a team fight, in a team-based game, it's like, in 6v6, you could easily 1v1 a tank and still have value as a damage and a support by outskilling them. You can't do that anymore. It does not matter how skilled you are. If you take a fight with a tank, chances are you're going to lose because they're just too tanky. They'll get you before you get them. And that's just kind of like a very oversimplified viewpoint. I'll go over more details another time. Keep roll Q and open Q, definitely. In my opinion, they balance pretty well, but certain abilities need longer cooldowns. Yeah, so this kind of goes into the debate that Spylo put out. Does increasing the cooldown of an ability make it more balanced, especially if it's an immortality balance issue? Not necessarily. Because, yeah, okay, increased cooldown. That seems like a good idea, but then you would never see it. And there would be no reason to pick the hero, which means that their drop rates are going to drop significantly, which is not what they want. They want every hero to be played, which is also a very bad thing. Some heroes need to have a very low skill floor. Some of them need to have a really high skill ceiling and expression. You need to have those heroes so that anybody can pick up anything and you know, express their skill no matter how low or how high. That's how a game truly survives. But they want them to have a decent pick rate, and if they increase the cooldowns, there's just no reason to play them because you will never get them other than once in a team fight. Unless you're lucky and the team fight drags, in which case, yeah, you might see it twice, very rarely, but longer cooldowns are not necessarily always the answer. But it could be a step in the right direction for a slight increase. And is the one role quick to blame than DPS now? Wait, is the one role... I don't know what you meant by that, Sam. I'll circle back to that. It used to be if you pick any weird DPS choice, you were in the case. Oh God, what was that dude's name? Like Rusty or something like that. The Torb player that got banned for being a Torb main and a Torb one trick back in like 2017, 2018. That dude, Fury. No, not Fury. Fuzzy. I actually don't remember his name. The point is, he was a Torb one trick, and he got banned for it. So yeah, you're not wrong. I think Suzu's good where it is on cooldown because of the DPS passive and how short it is. Again, yes, but the immortality thing about it is still kind of a stretch. The cooldown wise, yes, it's actually pretty good. I can't lie about that. Never got to play 6v6, but tank definitely needs to be addressed soon. I agree they have impact, but they don't feel rewarding at all to play. So there's already been multiple debates in a 5v5 versus 6v6. And this one is coming from Saimito, which I know that he's kind of controversial for some of the like passion he puts behind his explanations, but he does make one good point. In a 5v5, not only is there less skill expression, but the devs have already confirmed, and there are receipts, so this is not a matter of speculation, this is indeed fact. The devs have already mentioned, hey, we're going to switch it to 5v5 and we're going to have a lot to fix. And this happened, and I even saw it, and he confirmed it on my suspicions. So this is just me personally and my perspective. By all means, you know, you have your guys's, so don't take it in my word as gospel. But I did notice this too, was that they made promises of improving the game with 5v5, that they're going to make a bunch of changes. They did not deliver on PvE, sure, but there was other promises along with PvE that they also didn't deliver, and we just gained amnesia from it. So we're all buttoned up on like the PvE issue, and it's like, oh, well, now we don't have PvE. And yet, you forgot about all that. Like, honestly, the only other solution would be to rebalance the entire roster for 5v5, because all the characters on the roster, even the tanks that got, you know, upped for 5v5, are still 6v6 centered. But the only characters, the first true 5v5er character that we ever got was Sigma, because he was just an all-around tool belt. He did everything that the tanks before him did, but better. All in one character, one kit. And because he was overtuned, he basically made Double Barrier a nightmare, which, by the way, as long as we could tune him down, and Orissa's already gone, Double Barrier would be gone. So that argument's no longer valid. I will not take that seriously. Double Barrier will never come back, because it will never be as valid as it was before, and we removed one of the prominent members of the Double Barrier. Orisa. Yeah. We just need to nerf the kit of Sigma just a little bit more to something like Ramatra, because he's really good at balance. But yeah, 6v6, it would be easier to make the 5v5 tanks and character. In fact, actually, the characters outside of tank, the supports and DPS, they could be fine in 6v6. The tanks that were made for 5v5 just need to be made for 6v6. But it's easier to do that, to make 5v5 6v6, than 6v6 5v5, because then you have all 30-some characters of 6v6 base moving over to a 5v5, and how much work that could be, versus taking a smaller group of heroes and focusing it back to a better format. Now, you can like 5v5. I'm not hating it because I'm obviously playing it, but I prefer 6v6 more because at least the value is recognized from tank, support, and damage, respectively. And that's just, yeah. Never got to, okay, damage good. 6v6 tank was so rewarding. I honestly feel the same amount of win-loss ratio 5v5 or 6v6. I just know that with the current state of Overwatch, yep. Honestly, tank mains are very dissatisfied. They really do need to make this game 6v6 again. Like, that was an experiment while the leadership was kind of corrupt. They have the chance to fix this. Now, I have my suspicion that they are on the verge of reverting everything, eventually. And the reason my suspicion goes is because in the entertainment industry, when news is majorly announced, you see the effects of those changes that they announced within a 6 to 8 month time span. So you don't see anything immediately, you see it later in the year, anywhere from half or 3/4 or so. So ever since Bobby Kotick left, which is, by the way, the major contributor to why all the games were crap, and the Microsoft buyout, we will not see the effects of those two major changes until August, September. And that's being generous. Like, you might see it June, July, August, or even September, latest. Anywhere between those times, we will see the effects of those change in full. So we may, within this year, get 6v6 back. Especially with the quicker play thing that they're trying to do. Not the quicker play, the quick play hacked. That's a great way to test 6v6. They just need to make it last long enough to get the necessary data. Honestly, my only problem with Suzu is in the fact that it does everything. A burst heal, immortality. Yeah, no, they need to remove the immortality. A burst heal and a cleanse is more than enough to make it a powerful ability. And immortality is just overkill, bro. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback on the thumbnail, by the way. So I'm going to get that video together and just articulate my thoughts a little bit better. I could use some health, but not completely, I think. Oh, on the Suzu, yeah. Again, it's the fact, if it's going to give immortality, then yes, it needs less health burst, because you're making them invulnerable. But if they take away the immortality, the health can stay, and it could stand to be a little higher without immortality. But it should focus its emphasis of the ability to be a cleanse ability, because that makes more sense, and it makes her have a niche. Look at her cinematic and what she's supposed to represent, and, like, it makes more sense for it to be a cleanse ability than an immortality ability. It's just stupid. Oh, Lord, it just teleported me down a little bit. Do you allow swearing since you are a Christian? If so, there's a very based Overwatch video that shows the entire problem with Overwatch. If you're referring to Saimito, I'm already aware of him. I can't really stop anybody from cursing on their end. I could kind of remind him, like, hey, try to keep the cursing down because I'm streaming, and I don't want to get, like, hit for using one severe. Because if you swear, it's more likely that you might let something really bad slip. I don't want to get in trouble for it. I occasionally curse just to kind of emphasize a point. Sometimes, like, you look at something so stupid, it's like, bro, that was stupid. I try not to curse. Again, I can't control anybody. I just try to refrain from it personally, but you'll hear me slip up every once in a while. It's a bad habit anyway, so it will eventually slip. It's just I'm trying to consciously control it. Very hard. Honestly, I'm pressing our... Honestly, pressing your interact button at any time to cancel the grip would be best. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, obviously everybody... Like, you're taking away a player's choice in positioning in favor that the other player knows positioning better. But by taking away that choice, you now give full unheated control. Like, even with a longer cooldown... What happens in the critical moments? The critical moments never go away. By giving us the option to opt out, it means that Lifeweaver is not given full reins of what happens to a tank that, oh, he's overextending, but he doesn't have the tank's perspective. Maybe the tank just made it and was about to pull back, but now you pull him like 80 steps back from where he was. Like, he needed to make the engagement. You could actually screw a match very heavily with just one wrong move. By giving us the option to opt out, we can salvage that. And even if we get pulled halfway, it's better than getting pulled the whole way. Oh, excuse me. Lifeweaver could pull you and you could cancel the pull halfway. I mean, honestly, give him a shorter cooldown, and even if he starts bugging you with it, just be prepared to press A. You still have a method of combating it. That's kind of the point. Would allow for more interactive play for the target being pulled. Exactly. That's the point. We have no agency in that. We have no say. If they pull us, it's all on them. It's all their decision, all their thing. It's like unbelievable. Why do we give him that much control over our positioning when he really shouldn't? He shouldn't be in control of the positioning of another player. Just because you prefer him not to be in that position, what makes you right? How do you know that you're right at every single circumstance you decide to do that? The short answer is that you're not. Sorry. There are times you're going to be right in pulling him and saving his life. But that's going to also be the same in reverse. You're going to have those instances where pulling you was going to be a mistake, and now you screwed your teammate and thus your team as a whole by pulling them out of a position because you thought you knew better when you don't. There are some players that have a better idea of it. But should you give it solely to that one player who plays Lifeweaver? Absolutely not. You should be able to cancel and opt out. I'll put it together. We could even keep roll queue. Wait. More interactive play for the target being pulled. I'll put it together. We could even keep roll queue and open queue. Tank just falls over. It is the one roll quick to blame in DPS now. When it goes into the next comment you just read. We can even keep roll queue and open queue. Tank just falls over. Ah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. Tank gets blamed for a lot lately. Honestly, most of the problem with Tank is the blatant bad hero design for a 5v5 environment, the most notable one being Mauga. Okay, so here's the fun thing about Mauga. He's not a bad tank, as many people like to speculate. He is a decent tank, but the problem is that we need more uniqueness to the kit because he basically... I can't articulate my thoughts on that right now. The best way I can explain it is this. Mauga's not a bad hero design. It's actually quite nice. He could stand to use some nerfs, but quite frankly, he needs another tank to help him. Because, quite frankly, if he gets that... He's kind of like the primary example of why rock, paper, scissors exists. Because he's good at that one thing, and when you use that one thing, you get value. But the moment that the enemy team swaps and takes away that one thing that you're good at, you are forced to swap. Hence, rock, paper, scissors, rock, paper. So you just have to keep rotating the tanks. That instance with flats, like I'm sure everybody knows of that clip, it's not really the best example, but it is a example. And something that we should consider is like, hey, that does happen. And everybody knows it. Tank without damage mitigation doesn't work in Overwatch. Okay, so I'll go over one more rant and then I'll just continue reading this, hopefully powering through. I also came up with a video idea, but it was a very long video idea, something that would mirror my aim guide. So I wasn't going to make it a video until I was absolutely sure it was video worthy, because it would just be a waste of my time talking. And quite frankly, for an hour-long video to talk about nothing, worth the time listening, that would be a problem. So initially it was like trying to fit the roles perfectly. Give them a designated job that we can all agree is what they're supposed to do as a role. So, take the Overwatch League. What was the purpose of support? The purpose of support was to heal, to maintain, enable your team, disable the enemy team, provide certain utility that no other hero on the roster could do, AE healing and all these other things. Damage heroes. They need to do what their role implies: damage. They need to create plays. They need to be playmakers. They need to take advantageous roles, flanks, hard aggression on the fights, and actually have the ability to get eliminations easier than most of the other roles. Like, all the other roles can also do damage and get eliminations. That takes away from the whole specialty of damage in the first place. But then again, they do offer the most unique kits and have the most variety of heroes, which I'll go over that in a second. Then you have the tanks. The tank's purpose is to control the engagement and disengagement of the fight. They are the chief cornerstone of a team. So they do need to be the ones to take charge in a team fight by controlling engagements, controlling disengagements, sticking with the team, and they are indeed the standing of a team. If your tanks go first, the rest will topple. If the rest of the team topples, he'll go very soon because he has no support. So in 5v5, that's just more pertinent because you're putting so much pressure on one player than two. So now it's a lot more important. So by defining these roles, now the question becomes, let's say that we did revert back to 6v6. What could we do to make 6v6 more important so we could avoid the comps like double barrier or goats or anything of that sort? And I had an idea that either you assert less control, which would be open queue, or you assert more control. And that would be like dividing the tanks into two groups, damage heroes into two groups, and support heroes into two groups. And then on a role queue-like basis, you would select each player, one from each group, and it would force you to pick, which one you were going to do, which unfortunately would also increase queue times exponentially badly. Because I guarantee you nobody would play one group of tanks, because the idea was to divide the tanks like mobile tanks and ground tanks. And the ground tanks would be the ones that have no mobility, so like Roadhog, Reinhardt, debatably Sigma, but Roadhog, Reinhardt are pretty much good in Orisa. The mobile tanks would be like Diva, Doomfist, Wrecking Ball. I had to think of him for a second. So you would have those divides so there would be no more double barrier, and even if one did have a barrier of a sort, it wouldn't equal the double barrier that we had in Overwatch 1. Which, by the way, the reason double barrier was so prominent was also because of the immortality abilities, which kind of dove it over the edge. We'll go over that later. For DPS, you could separate it by either hit scan projectile, you could separate it to damage dealers like weapon specialists or ability specialists. Case in point, like Pharah is a very heavy ability special kind of character compared to some of the others. Like Soldier relies on his heavy pulse rifle and his rockets. McCree relies on his revolver. Ashe relies on her Viper. But there are other heroes that rely on their abilities a little bit more. So, like, let's say Junkrat relies on his mines, concussion mines. Torbjorn relies on his overload and his turret. Same thing with Symmetra. And then finally, support would be healing support and utility support. So utility support would be something like Ana. She would provide, like, the anti-nade, like, the effects that would disable the enemy team or enable her team. She would be the utility. And then you would have the healing supports, which would be the ones that specialize in a majority of healing. So that would be Mercy, Lifeweaver, etc. But it's not that they would be the rules, it would be the exceptions. Like, if their kit is mainly dedicated towards one, they would go to one party. But if it went to the other, it would go to the other. That's just an idea. But putting that much strictness in hero selection might hurt the game. So I don't think it would be a very long-term solution. It'd be kind of unique and intrinsical at the first, but it would put too much restriction. But it's kind of like the base idea that would kind of help out. Let me see. Let me see. Tank. That didn't. Okay, picking up from Sam. Apex Legends does it well with offering different squads, queues, solo, duo, trio, 4-man, and just add 6v6 as an option to play. Honestly, that would be a good idea, but then that would be server overload to a certain extent for what happens within one match. Kind of weird. They don't even have to get rid of 5v5. They need to go back into the server strength that Overwatch 1 had and get back into that. Because those servers were much stronger than these. Like, you crash if you run 3 Mauga ults, but you almost didn't run into that issue with, like, 3 Winston ults in Overwatch 1. So, sinning my way while losing. I have no idea what you meant by that, Riot. I'll link it here, and if you feel like it's just safe enough 30 seconds into the vid, just... Well, you know what? Share it in my Discord instead. Either direct message me or put it in the Overwatch thing and just tag, like, here's the video from stream so that it doesn't get accidentally deleted. I'll watch it before putting it on stream. Yeah, that's literally what you said 2 seconds afterward. Bro. Bro. I just needed to read like 2 seconds more. We got second round with a better time. Thank God. Wait, was... Oh, you're in the middle of a match. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot to go through. Memes channel. You still posted it in the wrong place? It's okay. It's not that bad a thing. Well, I am actually at my time limit anyway. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Mauga is meta in high ranks. I'm enjoying Masters this season. Well, yeah, he's definitely meta. Hey, y'all, don't forget to like and sub. Oh, my lord. Well, first off, Slinger, thank you for covering that for me. What happened here? Bro, what does the attachment show me? Ooh! Wait, what's this? Oh, you made it to Silver 1? You can only endorse one teammate, really? Oh my lord. Okay, that's actually kind of funny. But hey, you're Silver 1. I think you were Silver 3 last, right? Like you ranked up? I'm sorry. I messed up the rank. That's my fault. Well, like I said, I was actually at my time limit here, so I actually do have to get going so I can get to sleep. I'm going to grab my stuff and make ready for tomorrow morning. Got my energy drinks. I got my coffee. Oh, no, I don't have my coffee set up. I have to set up my coffee for the morning. That's going to be fun. But yeah, it was great talking with all of you. I don't think I'm going to be able to come on tomorrow. Honestly, I don't come on Saturdays or Sundays anyway. But since I'm not going to see you guys for the weekend, have a good rest of your Friday, because obviously we have like another half hour left based on your time zone. Have a good weekend. Happy Resurrection Sunday from this Christian gaming channel to your home and all that. And yeah, everyone have a good night. I will see you Monday with some more VOD reviews. Peace out. Uh-oh. I wasn't even ready to stop streaming. Okay, now peace out.